Good morning and welcome to the Live with the Berea Chamber of Commerce. I'm Debbie Warford and we are down here at the Berea Citizen at 133 Plaza Drive, suite number 6. And we are here to talk about our new partnership we're doing with them. So if you want to scan around and see kind of where we're at, this is kind of a new location for them. They haven't been here very long, especially with the whole COVID thing. But today we are going to go inside and meet the sales manager, the publisher, and their front desk clerk. So let's head on in. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, everybody.
So here we've got the publisher.
Hello.
This is Keith Taylor. Behind us we've got Kyle Sowers. And then we've got Miss Libby running the front desk. So let's tell everybody real quick what we're partnering with.
Each other.
So our magazine that I'm sure you've seen out for years, we normally do a new magazine every year. This magazine is posted in a lot of the businesses around town. We even send it out to people that's coming into town. We get calls all the time of people wanting to visit, relocate. So this kind of magazine is sent out to them. So this year we are partnering with the Berea Citizen to help us, get that published and get it out for the spring of 2022. So Kyle, if you want to talk more, Kyle will be the one kind of giving everybody a phone call. He's the one you want to come see to get your business, your information advertised in this magazine. And they've got a lot of different options, right?
They really do. This is something I've been involved with several years of late, and working with the Citizen too. Now I'm kind of on the other side of the fence, but I'm happy to help with the joint effort we have, joint venture, I guess. This is, and it says on it, Newcomers and Visitors Guide. That's the best description you can get, but it's also more than that, because you have your local businesses obviously would be in here, because your newcomers need to know where to go for a dentist, need to know where to go for schools, what school, the different schools. Everything is represented in here. It's got insurance people, it's got realtors, it's got just the parks and recreation. And so all that is kind of crammed into 32 pages. Listen, this thing is slick, colorful, and just the best piece that I have ever been involved with. And I used to tell people that to me, it's one thing. We've done school programs, and of course we work and have weekly deadlines with the Berea Citizen. We put a paper out, but this, where it's once a year, it really, the time and effort that goes in on it. This is the one piece I think that you've got a chance to be perfect on. The others you might make mistakes in, but this one is the one, and it's the one you really want in the hands of everybody that's going to be new, coming in, relocating, or people that just are here. They need to be reminded of what's around them. Not that they forget, but they just need to be reminded. We have ads. The back section, I might as well tell you, I've talked to Sandra already. St. Joe, be right there again. St. Joseph Berea takes that back cover. That's a full page. We've got half-page ads from banks like this, Cumberland Valley, there you see them. We have quarter-page ads that the school would take. There's a Berea ad from Berea Community School just from 2 years ago, the advertising. And then there's quarter-page ads, eighth-page ads. And we even do some small ones. Teresa, when she was here, used to call it builder's ads, I guess. They're maybe an inch high, 2-3 inches across, and they would stack. But that's perfect, because you start at the top of a page, and those people love them, and they're for as little as $100. So there's all kinds of different price ranges and sizes that would go in here to represent your business. And if you're just starting, you may have to start slow. Maybe you haven't been around that many years, but get in it. Get in it, and you're seen, and that's what I try to get people to establish.
So if they're interested in getting in here, how do they contact you?
Well, I'll try to contact them, but they can always try to find me at the Berea Citizen office, and they could or come by here if they want to, or call the office, and if I'm not here, Libby will find me. But I have a cell phone number. I'll be glad to give it here now because they can look at this again and get it. I'll try not to go too fast. 859, I call this my work cell phone number, 859-358-2819. And that stays pretty hot because you can text me or you can just call. And that's pretty quick. I mean, you got to use all these social devices that we have, so. And
then once again, down here at the Berea Citizen, that's at 133 Plaza Drive, and that's suite number 6. If they want to stop by and talk to you, maybe see the layout, see different sizes, things like that.
And the good news is we're keeping the same rates as we did the last time. We'll be 2020 pricing. So that's the bonus you're going to be getting with this magazine. We haven't raised the rates. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it the same and come out with a quality magazine.
And
wonderful.
And two, the different people that are in it. We talk to members. It's certainly for the chamber members. We have non-members that are in it. Sometimes we run into that with churches. We do a church page. Some may be members, some not, but we've always included them because it just looks good, the church page does. So we encourage, even if you're not a member at this moment, we might can make you a member of the chamber, but up until that point, you can still be in this. We have certain rates for that. You'd pay a little more than a regular member. We want to make sure our chamber members have the best rates, and because it is their book. Yes. But hey, other folks, and we have other folks, even in this one from 2 years ago, that were not members at that time, and that happens, and we're more than happy to get. I used to think that, okay, be in here. You're not a member yet, okay, but go ahead and get in here. We worked out the price for them. They paid a little more. Then they had some time to think, well, maybe I should be a member, and then maybe that brought them around. And so there's, we certainly want to encourage all our local businesses to be part of this.
And something we need to think about. I know it's the end of the year, but some of these businesses need to get those tax deductions. You still have time to get this kind of donation in before the end of the year. So if you're interested, you just come down and see Kyle or Keith. Either one of them will be happy to help you at the Berea Citizen.
Hey, how did he get it? He didn't have to say a lot. You didn't ask him a lot of questions.
You took care of it.
You talked enough for all of us.
Sorry.
And one of the other options for the magazine, too, besides being in print, Kyle, it's also online, right?
That's right, I'm sorry.
And Keith, we have the QR code, too, that people will be able to scan.
We're going to do something different with it. We're going to do a QR code with the magazine, and we're going to take the PDF of the magazine and place it online. So you will be able to get it in print and online with your QR code on your phone. So that's something that we've been working on doing more and more of. It gives you an option both in print and online. So you just go over to our website. We will be hosting that, and then it'll go on the Chamber's website. So we will have plenty of options for you to view the magazine, pick it up anytime. You can even print it out from your home if you choose to do so. You can download that PDF and print it out. I do that all the time with my notes and things of that nature. So it's a very viable option, and it gives members something they can invest in that would be twofold. In the past it would just be print. Now you have digital options. You have several ways you can outreach people through digital, and because in today's world you got to be flexible, and that's what we try to do is be flexible. Our main core product will always be print, but we have to understand that there's a market out there for cell phones. So I carry one all the time. My email is in there, my Facebook's on there, my Twitter's on there. So anytime I'm in a hurry and need something, and I do read newspapers on there. So PDF and online options are very viable to the product, and it helps enhance marketing. It's unlimited. So that's just one of the things we're going to do new with the chapter. We tried that with spoon bread. We did the spoon bread page and had success with that. So we put the QR code on there. People were able to look online and grab a copy of the festival happening while they were at the festival on paper. So it's just an opportunity that we welcome and we're excited about. It's something that we're going to come back 2022 with a magazine. It's going to be great. It's going to be special, and we want you to be a part of it.
And now, the exciting thing too, Debbie, tell everybody how much does it cost to get your hands on one of those copies of that magazine?
It's for free!
So when this magazine gets produced, all of the advertisers can do their sponsorships and the information can go in there, but this is a free publication, correct?
Completely free.
So
yes.
The great thing about that being online is, and we are home to Berea College here in Berea,
Yes.
Kentucky as well. And Madison County is just so well known, you know, for everything that's going on. And Berea is such a arts and crafts and outdoors town that people come here from all over the country, all over the world. And with this being online and free, they can access it from anywhere.
Yes.
So
It's a wonderful asset.
it is
Wonderful
so
tool.
exciting to be able to have
Yes.
this partnership. So
Wanted to mention that as far as sales on this and talking about getting your ad ready, and we'll work with that. Some of them may have camera ready, whatever they call that. But we'll take advertising through mid-February, probably the third week. That's the way it usually is. We try to turn it over to the printer by early March, and get this thing by the very end of March or April 1st. So we'll have it by then in our hands.
no April
Yes.
Fool's Day for the chamber. We're going to have...
We may beat that. We may beat
We're
that.
going to beat that. Maybe March Madness time at the end of that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, Keith, tell us a little bit about the publishing aspect of that and when they're going to be contacting. Tell us again how to contact the Berea Citizen, where you're located, what the phone number is, the website, maybe email addresses for anybody that if somebody wants to reach out and be involved with this.
Okay, we're located at 133 Plaza Drive, number 6 in Berea, right behind the dinner bell. That's what I tell people. You know dinner bell? You know where we're at.
Yeah.
Exit 76, right off
Exit
I-75.
Yes, and our website is www.thebereacitizen.com.
Awesome.
And also you can reach me at publisher@bereacitizen.net. And Kyle will give you his email address because I can't remember it.
My best working email right now is Kyle B. Sowers, just lowercase, Kyle B. Sowers 11@gmail.com. That's been the busiest.
And tell everybody what your cell phone number was again.
859, then it's 358-2819.
And you can reach us at 859-986-0959. If we don't answer, we do have an answering machine and it stays quite busy. And also, if you can't reach Kyle or myself, you can reach Libby right over there. Hey, Libby.
Catch me texting.
And her email is circulation@bereacitizen.net. So you can reach her as well. And if you can't reach Kyle or myself, Libby will be glad to get you in touch with us. And my cell number is also 859-200-9801.
Well, this is an exciting partnership. And Debbie, also, tell us what in that magazine, just kind of flip through the pages real quick for us so we can kind of see a little bit about what that magazine looks like. And if you're interested in seeing what copies of this magazine look like, they're located on the Berea Chamber's website. So that is bereachamberofcommerce.org. And you can go and see samples of previous year's magazines and what those look like. So there are articles, there's advertisements, there's information. This is as Kyle said, a one-stop shop for a community resource in there. And so we're really excited about this particular opportunity.
Yes.
And remind everybody again, Debbie, how much does it cost to get your hands on one of these?
It's completely free.
In today's day and time, that is a rarity to say that you have things that are free. So we're so excited about this opportunity. But Keith, while we're here, why don't you take us on just a little tour of the office?
Okay.
Now that we've got to talk about the magazine, tell us a little bit about, because this is a new location for you, so take us on a quick tour.
Yeah, when I took over in April of 2020, one of my goals was to move from our old location on Chestnut Street. We've been there about 25 years. So my goal was to move to a more viable, modern facility. And so it took a while, but we got here in October of 2021, which past October. This is the front office, and this is where you would come in the front door and you would see a face of the front office of Libby. This is where she handles all of her circulation, she handles all of her billing, and she handles the mail. I just come in and drop it off. And
Libby, is that true?
Yes, it is.
if I'm in distress, I'll say, Libby!
He does.
And also, this is the front office. We got a little bit of a, some places where people can come in, relax if you need to talk, relaxing. And we got television. We have some space here, and right here is kind of like a newsroom, what you would call it. This is where call is, and eventually I'm hoping to hire somebody to do a news writer at some point, but this is where they would sit. And I keep hitting the printer. And this is my office in here. And this is where I do all my work. I do the pagination, I do the managing and all that type of thing. This is my office. We were very fortunate when we moved. Kentucky Baptist Convention had some furniture available in their office in Louisville, so we were able to get a donation from them for our office furniture. So we're very blessed to be able to get that. And we made a donation, and they donated the chairs, my office. Everything you see in here is pretty much donated by the Kentucky Baptist Convention. And
one thing too, Jennifer, this is huge. This is what makes the office.
Oh no.
Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud.
When he gets stuck on something, he just talks to Barney.
And a lot of times on Wednesday, if you're turned around there, I have an old radio that I found at a yard sale. So on Wednesdays, after I get the paper out, I'll be listening to some bluegrass music, country music, old rock, whatever's playing. I'll be listening to it to kind of relax. As most of you guys know, my mom passed away in October 5th of 2020 from COVID. So this is her sewing machine that she had. So I brought it in my office, and this is some stuff I put on there in memory of my mom. And I also have a proclamation from both governments, COVID Memorial Day. And I'm a Kentucky Colonel. And Governor Beshear appointed me to be a member of the Team COVID-19 Memorial Community Panel. So we will be coming out with that in the spring of 2022. So we're excited about that being on the Capitol and a memorial for every victim that had died from COVID. And I sympathize with everybody that's lost a family member. And I do everything I can in memory of my mother. So, but that's an honor. And I'm a UK guy. I cover UK sport too for Kentucky Today. So I got UK stuff all over the place. And I have my office desk, and I like barns and flags. So if you see my barns and flag picture over there, I enjoy that. And I got a small TV that stays on maybe once in a blue moon. So, but this is my place. And if you follow me, we have what we call a hybrid break room, conference room. It's kind of like, before we moved in, this was a massage parlor. So imagine somebody coming through these doors and getting a massage. So I don't do massages, so I just do newspapers. So these doors stay pretty much shut unless I'm in a hurry. So back here is our conference room, break room. You can see over there, I think Jennifer loved that layout
yes.
over the papers.
That makes such a beautiful backdrop. So tell us what is this, Keith?
So basically what this is every week, Libby, who handles about everything in the building, she will come back on Wednesday and replace last year's edition on that particular week with a new one. So what you're going to see is, if I'm looking for the paper that was in, issue number 11 back in September, I just pull it up and there it is.
And of course, Spoonbread Festival's
Yes, that's
right
it.
on there.
Yep. So if a customer comes in and they're looking for a paper that they forgot to buy, they forgot to get, we have them here for 1 year.
For 1 year. So you can go back for one whole year and get back issues of newspapers.
Right, you can.
So that's exciting. If somebody had a news article or maybe there was an obituary they wanted to save or anything like that, they can come in here and ask for a copy of those. Great.
We got 25 of them, so don't come in and buy more than 25. I give you 25, but that's all you get. But we keep those, and she replaces those every single week. Because if you can tell, last week's paper is already in here, so this week is already here. So this paper that we put out this week is already in here to be stored. And then if you want to see what happened a year ago, next week, and just pick this up, on June 23rd. It goes by week and date. So that's a good resource to have, and we enjoy that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
When we moved in, these shelves were already here. So it just made for a perfect spot to put our junk. So
a perfect conference/training room and storage room, right?
Yeah, we had a bunch of these reprinted back years ago, and I don't know when or how.
Oh, wow.
The first edition of the Berea Citizen.
First edition. What's the date on that?
It's 1899, so, her first edition came out in 1899.
Oh, wow.
So imagine life in 1899.
In Berea, Kentucky.
Yes. And we have some old plates. These are plates. These are what the paper goes on before it goes on the press. So what you do is we send our papers down to London to our printing facility. And they will put them on a camera, like a big huge camera, and make it a digital plate. So this plate is what goes on the printer. And that's what happens when you get the papers, it prints the papers. So this is old. It's probably more modern than this, but this is called a plate. That's what the paper would look like before it comes to your hands.
Well, you had a reaction on that one, Keith. People thought that was pretty neat to see, that plate. So that was pretty cool.
Anytime people want to come by and do a tour of the building or whatnot, or what we do, you're welcome to do it, except on Wednesday. Kyle, what's my life like on Wednesday?
Very, very hectic and nonstop.
He said very hectic, nonstop. So Wednesdays are out, but any other day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday,
any other
Friday?
week, even Saturday, Sunday, you can reach me anytime. Wednesday is our production day. And Wednesday morning I'll come in. I'm usually down to about 3 pages to finish. So one of those pages is the front page, which is what you see here. I gotta finish that baby, and it's empty before I even get to work on Wednesday morning. Sometimes you can work ahead. A lot of these pages you see inside, that page was done like last week. This page was done last week, classified. I try to do as many pages as I can in advance. So I try to get the classified crosswords. We have been having an extremely amount of obituaries. And the thing about the Berea Citizen that people may not know is we continue to run our obituaries locally for free.
For free.
We don't charge families for their obits. And that's something that we take pride in. Because families don't need to be, they're grieving already, so they don't have to worry about, putting a price on their obituaries in the newspaper.
So speaking of newspapers, Keith, we didn't mention that earlier, but if somebody wants to get a subscription to the Berea Citizen, how does that work? How would they reach out to you to do that? Because people could watch this Facebook video and they might be alumni, they might be former residents of the area, they might want something shipped to them, or they might live locally and want a copy of the paper.
The best way they can do is call Libby.
Which is, what phone number?
859-986-0959. And I will tell you, you can get a whole year delivered to your mailbox. $26. It's unheard of.
Wow.
$26. So you better go ahead and get it before the rates go up again at the post office. But $26 if you're in county, $35 out of county.
That's an excellent rate.
Yes, and it's a good price, and it's something that you can buy for the new year if you have a relative, family member, you forgot to buy them a gift for Christmas. Call Libby, she'll set you right up. She's a pro with that. I mean, she's very good at setting these things up, so I depend on her for circulation. We got some old Berea Magazines.
Ooh, so what year is that one?
I don't know. Let's see.
That was before we put the year right on the front cover.
Yes, so that's an old one.
So that was who was on the board at the time.
Yep, and we have As you can see, it's always been well printed. This might have been in 2019, maybe. Got that one. We have another one.
Oh, aren't those beautiful?
So these have been around for quite a while, and I'm hoping, would tourism be able to put some at the tourism office?
They do. We typically, a lot of times at the hotels and motels, the tourism office. And if you're a business out there when these magazines come out, if you'll just reach out to the chamber office, we can deliver them to you. So if you want to have copies maybe in your waiting room or in the lounge area, all you have to do is reach out to the Berea Chamber of Commerce. And Debbie, what is the phone number to call the Berea Chamber of Commerce if that's a case? Or the email?
859-986-9760. And it's chamber@bereachamber.com.
And Debbie will be happy to bring some of those copies out to you.
Yes, I
and
sure will.
As Keith said, we're aiming for early
April.
Early April for a publication.
So the sooner you buy your ad, the sooner you make your purchase, the quicker we can get this thing done. And also, I got one more thing to add. While we were moving, now everything is done digital. Digital photos, digital newspaper, everything we do is on digital. Well, before that, we had what? We had cameras, and we had to go to Walmart or Walgreens and do our print. We have thousands of pictures that we found in the old office. So anytime anyone wants to come by and go through those, they're welcome. You can have them. You can take them home with you. We just threw them all in 2 tubs. So with those sitting here, we have several photos. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you might know this person. I don't know who that is.
So if anybody watching this video knows who these people are, please comment in the post, because that way maybe we can reach out to them and see if they want a copy of their photos.
You can have them. They're yours, free of charge. We just want to give these back to the community. There's several pictures, black and white color, personalities. Someone might know who that is. I know some people, but I don't know all people. So if you know that person, that would be kind of cool to reach out and see.
Absolutely.
So
it
we
looks
have
like somebody's swearing in that photo. So
we have tons of photos that we have, and we didn't know what to do with them. So I just told Libby just to put them in tubs, and we'll bring them up here. And
what a neat idea! And you got plenty of space here, a table. People can sit and look through those photos.
Come in, set them up there, and as long as you don't come in on Wednesday.
Now, Keith, Friday the cats are playing.
Yes.
You may want to say Friday may be off the books, right?
Yeah, Friday. Listen, my schedule tomorrow is I'm going to cover the Kentucky game because Tubby's coming back. Mm-hmm. I catch a flight out of Lexington at 5:15, and I'm going to Orlando for the bowl game, and I'll cover the bowl game at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
And for those of you guys watching this video later, he's referring to New Year's Eve on 2021.
Yes, I'll be bringing in the New Year in Orlando. And then Sunday morning, I'll get up before the chickens, and I will catch a flight back to Lexington and be in Berea hopefully by noon. So it's a fun time of the year. It's exciting, and I enjoy what I do here, and I enjoy covering the Wildcats as well. So both jobs kind of a combination of what I love, and you know, producing newspapers. I mean, it's fun, it's rewarding, and last Saturday, Christmas Day, one of my former publishers in Winchester, I worked there 15 years, Betty Berryman, she passed away. Betty was one of the first members, female president of the Kentucky Press Association.
Oh, wow.
So she was one of the dominant
trailblazers.
Yes, trailblazers in our business, and she gave me an opportunity in Winchester, and I'll never forget. So learning from people like Betty, people I've worked with. I mean, when I went over there, people in that building had been there 40 and 50 years, and I'm going, really? So they had to love their jobs, and had, you know, it's a family-run paper, and that's what we hear. We are family-run paper by Jay Nolan and the Nolan Media Group. So we're family-run. You don't see those very often. We're family, and we treat everybody like family. So anytime you come in this building, you're family. So that's what we try to do.
Since 1899, the Berea
Since
Citizen.
1899.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That
I mean,
is-
we will be, how old will we be next year? Hold on. We will be 122 years old next year. Next July, we will be 122 years
That's
old.
saying something. That speaks volumes.
And we've been around, and we will continue to be around, even though sometimes it might be in a different avenue. We were talking about digital print. We have to. A newspaper is very vital to society. If you don't have newspapers, you're not going to know what's going on. And I tell people all the time that your Facebook page is not the media. Your Facebook page is your Facebook page, and stuff like we're doing now is what Facebook should be used for. And so, I mean, we work hand in hand with Facebook, but traditional media, you're not going to know about the Spoonbread celebrating 25 years and what the attendance was. Like loan shops being by city government, which is very integral part of our society. And if you don't read these stories, you're not going to know what the government's doing. Public notices, obituaries, what I have to say every week. Let's see, it's no one day is ever the same. It's a different day every day. Even though I plan it out, even though I got my chart, I got this is going on, that's going on. I remember when COVID hit, that week, I had like a bunch of stuff on the board, and all of a sudden it was like, I put an X on the board right there, and I put an X on it and said COVID. So little did I know it would impact me in such a crazy way. I mean, it just impacted a lot of lives, and news is always going to happen. I mean, it's 24/7. I can be sitting at home on my couch, and the good thing about technology is I can be sitting on my couch, and something may happen, like at 8 o'clock. I can post it online on our website, and the story will be there. That's for the people that are, have technology, knowledge, driven to technology. It's there. And they can wait on the paper for the other folks that, we get people that call all the time and say they appreciate our product, they appreciate what we do for the community. And that means a lot because we, folks in media, and I'm speaking for all media, we have a thankless job. So people, don't pat us on the back or don't, they take for granted what we do. So we have a really, newspaper is fun, but it's challenging. And I enjoy it, and I'm glad to be published with the Berea Citizen, and God blessed me, and I'm very fortunate to be here. And a matter of fact, the Pirate, y'all know the Pirate, the Pirate from Berea newspaper,
Yes.
student newspaper.
Yes.
That was my first publication.
Woohoo!
And Brenda Lambert was my teacher in high school, so my first story I ever wrote is somewhere in the archives at the library at Berea College. So I got my start basically in the Berea Citizen.
Shout out to
That's
Brenda
awesome.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brenda Lambert. I see her from time to time, but she's been influential. When Teresa called me in 2017 or 18, I believe, she said, "Keith, I need help." I said, "Teresa, I'm a sports guy." She said, "Come on, let's have some fun." I said, "Okay, I'll do new stuff. I'll try this out." And what I found out is if you do things right, and when I cover a sports story, I do the facts. I present the facts as they are. I don't fabricate it. I don't, make it up or anything like that. So I took that same principle to news writing, and that's what you get. You get a fair story. And then on the opinion page, it's separate. The opinion page is your opinion. So you have that page, but the front page and inside page is strictly news. And I tell people all the time, there's no, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a liberal or conservative newspaper. If you're a newspaper, you're going to be straight down the middle, and you're going to present the facts. That's the way I believe it. I'm old school. That goes back to Winchester, Betty Behrman, Bill Blakeman, and those people. You just do it fair. You do it right. And that way you don't slant it. You don't fabricate it. Because in today's world, as you know, you have to be careful what you read, what you see, and just kind of take it with a grain of salt.
And Keith, people can also, you're talking about some of the news stories, if they have something maybe that's going on, because you can't be everywhere all at once.
Right.
If they have something going on, an event, maybe a club, an organization, a news story, what do they need to do to reach out to the Citizen to maybe get that event or that story shared in the newspaper? Maybe.
Okay.
I know, for example, our local Kiwanis Club's getting ready to turn 100 years old in Berea.
Right.
And so things like that, if there's a news story coming out, how do they reach out to you to get that into the news?
I tell people all the time, the best way would be submit a picture or a write-up on it. It doesn't have to be the best write-up in the world. I can fix it up, but if you present me a photo and what you have, your information, it'll go in the paper. I mean, it's the easiest thing. You can do it by email. You can do it by phone. You can call Libby again. But the best way to do it is submit. Submit it to me, get it to me, and we will do our best to get it in the paper. One thing I don't do is I don't promise what day it'll be in the paper. Because, for example, if I say, Deborah, your item's going to be in the paper on Wednesday. Well, if something happens in town, some kind of disaster or something happens that is newsworthy, that's going to trump what I might have told you. So I don't promise anything. That's one thing I've always done, that I always will do. And I'm not going to promise you when it's going to be in the paper. But I will say, we'll get it in there. So, if I don't want to tell somebody it'll be there when it may not be, and it makes me look bad on myself. So my practice and policy is not to guarantee space.
Well, and no worries if they missed a copy that it did go in, because right here is an entire year's worth of the newspapers. So if something went into the news that you wanted to get a copy of, all you have to do is come here to the Berea Citizen, and Keith will fix you up. Actually, Libby will fix you up there at the front desk.
What would I do without Libby? And also, if you're looking for something older than a year, say like if you had something that happened in 1988 and you needed to find out something, you can go to the Berea College Library archives, and they've got that microfilmed. So they microfilm everything we do. So it's at the Berea College Library. So if you need information about a family member, or you're looking up something that you know the date, the important thing is, and I tell people, keep the date. Save the date. Write it down. Because if you come to me and say, I think this ran in 1987, but I'm not sure, I'm not going to know what specific target area to get to.
But they can go to Berea College, and it's all of its. How far back do you know at Berea College? How far back does it go on the microfilm?
It goes back to 1899.
All the way back to the beginning.
If you want a copy of 1899, I've got some here. So if you want that one, it's pretty. It's platformed on there. How they cover the news, and it's very interesting because back then you didn't have social media, so this was a Berea newspaper. So they covered everything: national, state, world. They had world news, national, state. So they had all that stuff in the paper.
And notice no pictures.
No pictures.
It's all text. There's no pictures. Maybe handwritten or hand drawn, but there are no photos in here.
There's a few ads in there. Let's see here. Most of it's black and white.
Yeah, and sketched photos if there's a photo.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a picture, but I don't know if it's very good.
Berea College. How interesting.
And the thing that, if you pick up the paper, one of the things that we do is, one of my secrets to my layout, when I lay out the paper every week, is, you saw that paper with no pictures and all that, I probably couldn't have survived, but you want to build your paper around photos. So everything you see is built around that photo. This photo goes with that. This is blocked off, it goes with that. You see how it identifies with the subject. So it's like I tell people all the time, when you lay out a paper, it's like wrapping up a gift. Mm-hmm. You're going to have different size boxes, you're going to have different size, ribbon papers, different size colors. So that's how I do it. So this would be a box, that would be a package, that would be a package. The same thing goes for obituaries. When I took over, one of the complaints was that we did not put the obits in a form where people can cut them out. So basically what we did, we just float them in there and they just float all together. So one of the things I've done is, if you're looking to see real close, each one of them is boxed. So if you're going to cut out this particular obit, you can cut it out as is. Now that's different because it was a husband and wife. So I put them two together, but for the most part, it's going to be blocked off.
And you said for the obituaries for local, that's free. There's no charge for that for the newspaper.
No charge. And we are very blessed to have 3 good funeral homes in Madison County. And also Richmond, Cone, Parsons, and Collins. They advertise with me. And so every week, Libby, I'll go back to Libby. She goes to Richmond every week and gets our court records, marriages, both property transfers, a detention center. And what we do is, on our website, we're going back to hybrid with print and digital. Libby will put those up every morning. When she comes in, she'll get the police log and put it online the next morning. So you'll get your police stuff online the next day, and we save that for the paper. So you will get, if paper don't get online, you can see it in the paper. So we do, it's a hybrid of what we do with those type of things. Out and about, we would do reflections every week. Libby again, she does that. We have community columnists. We have a church directory. We have property transfers. We have the college. We have a little bit of everything in the paper. And if you want to buy an ad, like the Millers celebrated their 60th anniversary, just call Libby and she will set you right up. And we do those type of ads.
I noticed you also have the activities page in there too.
Yeah,
so the crosswords and things to keep people busy.
Oh goodness, people love that page. It's big enough where you can see it. Crossword Search.
Always a fun part of getting a copy of the paper too is to have those activities to work on, or even your kids. You know,
and people do it religiously.
Yes.
If one word is not there, the phone rings. And sometimes it's not our fault.
So they're keeping you honest, huh?
Yeah, it comes from a syndicated syndication, and we get these off syndication. So they might mess up or whatnot, but we try our best to make sure that's right. And if anybody wants to advertise in the paper, they can call Kyle or they can call me. We just put together, and I will let you guys know that we had a very good year with our Santa letters, which every year we put these in the paper from our schools, and the kids write letters to Santa. We had a very good advertising support, so we had 19 classrooms submit letters to Santa Claus.
Oh, 19 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So if your child submitted a letter to Santa Claus from their classroom and you didn't get a copy of the newspaper, of course, you can come in here and get a copy.
And get it. We still have several available. We always print extra copies. So in addition to these, we will have maybe 75 to 100. And as a community service, we also take 25 newspapers to Baptist Health in Richmond for free. We donate them for the patients. And we're going to do the same thing for Berea Hospital. And so if you want to sponsor the delivery to the hospitals, we are looking for someone to sponsor. So what that is, that's a mailing label. So if you get a paper in the mail, your address will be on here. But we're looking for someone where we can buy a stamp and stamp your name on there and sponsor the papers to the hospitals, and that would be a great opportunity for any advertiser.
Oh, absolutely. So they can take on that task and advertise, have their business advertised in the waiting rooms and in those hospital
waiting
rooms.
room, patients. You'd be surprised how many people sit down and read the paper while they're waiting. I mean, I do that. I was at the doctor a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, where's the magazines at? We have that available, and Kyle can tell you more. He's
People read the Berea Magazine while they're in the waiting room too.
Oh yeah, yes, the magazine.
All businesses that'll be in there will get a handful or more of magazines to use in their offices or whatever they want to do. That's always worked out real well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we're so thankful that you guys all were here and helping us this morning and just telling everybody what's to come. That magazine is going to be produced in April. Our goal is to have it out by April.
Yes.
So again, that's the previous copy. We didn't get one out in 2021 due to the pandemic, but that's the 2020 copy. And that's samples of what they were like in the past. So we're excited to see what's going to happen with the 22 magazine and what it's going to look like when it gets here. But for those of you wanting to advertise, be on the lookout. You'll be talking to Keith here at the newspaper. You'll be talking to Kyle over here at the newspaper. And if you have any other questions, of course, Debbie at the chamber is going to be happy to help you. So, Kyle, again, one last time, tell everybody how they can find you if they're interested in getting a newspaper. In the magazine.
Sure. Cell phone, maybe the quickest. Text or call, 859-358-2819. And the email, if you want to do that, and once we talk, we can always email each other. But it's Kyle, lowercase letters, B as in boy, Sowers, number 11, just 11, 11, at gmail.com. Kyle B. Sowers, 11 at gmail.com.
Awesome. And Debbie, tell everybody also, because there is a member and a non-member rate for this magazine when people advertise in it. So how can they join the chamber? What's the benefits of being in the chamber, and how can they join?
Oh, there's so many benefits. You can join by actually going to BereaChamberOfCommerce.com, BereaChamberOfCommerce.org. I'm sorry. You can join. You can pay by card or check there. Once you enter your information, you can print an invoice right there for your business. It's so easy to join. You get benefits like this, the Facebook Live. We help promote your business. We are your arm and leg for getting out to the community. So you can stop by the chamber office at any time. You can give me a call. You can email me at chamber@bereachamber.com if that's something that you're interested in.
And you'll even come to them, won't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So if you can't get out and come to the office,
yes,
Debbie will be happy to come visit you as well.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. Everybody get in the photo here. Let's get one last image in here. You guys get all together. And say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today and taking us. If you have any comments, questions about anything coming up, feel free to post those on our Facebook page. All of us will be kind of watching that. Debbie will be able to answer if it's related to the magazine or the newspaper. Of course, Keith and Kyle will be able to answer those questions. But thank you guys so much. It was a wonderful tour today, and we learned so much. We love it. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That's right.